Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the grand finale. Good evening and welcome to round 6, which is the final round of the UK Formula 3 Sim Championship. My name is David Buckley. I'll be calling the action for the final time in this series tonight. So the venue tonight needs no introduction, Silverstone on the Grand Prix layout, and what a fitting venue to crown our first champion. We've seen the action here before in the pre-season test race, and we can expect to see much of the same thing tonight. Drivers will compete once again in two 20-minute races from a rolling start, with the second race being a reverse grid for the top 10. So before we get into tonight's action, let's take a quick minute to look at what happened last week at Oulton Park. So Daniel Rowbottom took his maiden win of the season from Kieran Vernon after Kieran had a tangle with championship rival Josh Malin. Chris Dittman came home in third position to secure a CDR 2-3 on the podium. Then race 2 saw Kieran Vernon make amends for the issues of race 1 by taking the victory and securing a massive lead in the championship. Joe Watts distracted us all from the race finish as we saw him take his best result of the season from Chris Dittman in a fantastic battle towards the end of the race, and Chris securing his second podium of the evening. So it's all to play for now as we take a look at the drivers' standings coming into this round. So as you can see, Kieran Vernon with a commanding lead at the front there. He points ahead of his teammate Chris Dittman in second position. Now we have Mike Hart in third, who still has a realistic chance of winning the championship, providing Kieran has some major issues, along with Josh Malin, who had a terrible week last time out at Oulton Park. That's put him all the way down the order into fourth position. The second position for Joe Watt puts him up into fifth position, with Harry Cottrell in sixth place. Seventh we have Matthew Lewis with 295 points and Adam Morgan in 8th position. He's the best of our British touring car drivers on the field. Then we have Barry Rabbit in 9th position, best driver of the Team Rabbit Racing, 285 points, and then Dan Rowbottom in 10th position with 274 points. So it's time to look at the team championship as well, which is a little less close. We've got Chris Dittman Racing, dominant performance from them, taking in first position with 775 points. It will take a lot to knock them off the top. And then we've got Academy Motorsport in second position with 638 points. Rabbit Racing in third place with 576 points, and Sicily Motorsport in fourth with 560. And following got Team Fox Racing with 548 points. So now we have the championship looks. Let's have a quick check on who's going to be driving with us this evening. You can see the full entry list we have for you here. Matthew Lewis in 52, Dan Fox, Chris Dittman in number 7 car, Harry Cottrell, Mike Hart, Matt Nicol-Jones, Cian Carey in the sister CDR car, followed by Shane Kelly, Alex Toth-Jones of British GT fame in the Academy Motorsport car, followed by Jack Fabi, Daniel Rowbottom in a Sicily Motorsport car, Josh Malin. He's got it all to do to recover some positions in the championship this evening. Then Rhys Newburn with the S8 Racing car in the 72. Joe Watson, 25, Team Fox Racing. He'll be looking to improve his positions as best he can this evening. Then Max Hart, who's doing fairly well in the championship. He's in the 101 car. He's starting as well. Robert Redcliffe, Adam Morgan, Alex Rivet, Kieran Vernon, our championship leader in the Chris Dittman Racing car. And then we have the Rabbit Racing cars, Barry Rabbit, Shane and Keith, all driving together. And then we have Dara Daly in the Team Fox Racing car number 10, Daniel Hans number 21, and Alex Forbes in the last Chris Dittman Racing car is heading off the field. So qualifying is just getting underway now, so let's get straight into the action for the final round of the season. I'm not sure if we've got many people on track at the moment. Let's have a quick look down the field who we've got. So here we have your championship leader, Kieran Vernon. He's just setting his first flying lap of the session. So he's just started that, so let's jump on board with him quickly. We'll see him coming through the first sector here. See, he's just come through the first sector, now coming onto the back straight. Onto the Wellington straight now. This is where the slipstream comes into effect. Be very helpful in bringing into Brooklands a lot quicker than you can make it. It's got very deep on the inside there. That might be an off track for him. taking it easy through Lovefield. Through Woodcut, again wide on the exit, so be careful of those track limits. Making the very most of them. Come on, Kieran, we're watching you. And breaking into cops. Tremendous high-speed corner, incredibly difficult to get right, and so unforgiving on the exit for the off-tracks. Then into arguably some of the best corners on the circuit and in British motorsport. Maggotts and Beckett throwing it into the apexes, only just about slowing down when you come to Beckett's and out there onto Chapel and into the Hanger Straight. Once again, this is where you'll set up your next overtaking opportunity in the race coming into Stowe. Looking at the inside, trying to make an overtaking manoeuvre and then braking. Not too much, this is quite a high speed circuit, quite a high speed corner I should say. And then into Vale. Final chicane. Round there and through the final corner of Club to complete the lap. So that is a lap of Silverstone on board with your championship leader. So have a look at the times they are currently setting at the moment. Kieran Vernon, no surprise there, he's fastest with 1 minute 51.454. Joe Watts is surprise second position there, let's say that, as Chris Dittman just beats into it. 1 minute 51.907. Joe Watson with 1 minute 51.964. Adam Morgan just going quicker than that there with a 1 minute 51.925. So Kieran Vernon in the 51 here seems to be in a class of his own at the moment. This is the number 61 car of Alex Toth Jones. Been a fairly quiet season for him. It's somewhere down in the midfield, I believe. And his best lap so far is 1 minute 52.290, so he's got a little bit of time, so about 8 tenths of a second to the leader, only 1.5 tenths to the next car, which is Harry Cottrell in number 42. Let's see what he can do to improve that. Going into the back end of the circuit here. Through cops. Nice and quick. Through Maggotts and Beckett. Keep an eye on the times we've got here. Chris Dittman still on pole. Kieran Vernon still on pole with Chris Dittman in second position. We've seen that many times throughout the course of this season. The CDR cars are in a class of their own. Extremely quick, with only really in qualifying the number 90 to challenge. Number 90 not really anywhere at the moment. He is yet to set a time. He's always back at the back of the field. That's on 1 minute 51.479, but that might have been oh no, there he goes. That's now registered 1 minute 51.479. So less than a tenth to Kieran Vernon. So the fight between these two still going on in the closing stages of the championship. There's number 90 here, setting another lap. Now, realistically, unless Kieran Vernon has a terrible time of things at Silverstone tonight, he is looking to take the championship away, providing he can keep his teammate Chris Dittman behind him. So, some inter-team rivalry, some 2016 Mercedes vibes going in here. So we'll see if they can both keep it together, using as much of the track and a bit more as he can. This is where you'll see the guys who are well in with the sim racing community finding that time where others won't. Josh Mann, he is one of the sim racers we have, specifically sim racers, doesn't do a lot of real racing. So he's coming down to complete his lap shortly. He's just on the Hanger Straight now. See if he can improve on his times. We find the corner of Club now. What can he do? He does go faster. 1 minute 51.327. So less than a tenth to Kieran Vernon. So that's number 90 provisional pole at the moment, but there's still 5 minutes of the session to go. Maybe about 2 or so laps left to set a faster time. So Adam Morgan in the 33 and Harry Cottrell in the 42 have gone to 3rd and 4th respectively, ahead of the number 7. Close between those two. Only was less than a hundredth of a second, 0.009 between those two drivers. Adam Morgan setting 151.873, while Harry Cottrell at 1 minute 51.882. So incredibly close between those two. Here's Chris Dittman. If the camera works, there he goes. He is just working his way through the stadium, kind of the newer, well, going on to the old section of the circuit now. The old start-finish straight, which is sometimes used, particularly with GT racing. And through a high-speed corner of cops, very difficult to get that corner right, especially in cars that don't have as much downforce as these, but there's plenty of that going around on these Formula 3 cars. Snaking his way through Magnussen and Beckett's now. He's got less than a tenth of a second to the number 42, so got some time to find. If he can gain a tenth, he's back up into 4th position. Third position, I should say, because it's close between 3rd and 4th on track. We're coming to the final chicane. Through the final corner, see what he can do. Can he improve on his best time? He can. 1 minute 51.708. That puts him up into 3rd position. So good time there from Chris Dittman in the closing stages of qualifying. Probably got about one more full lap to improve on that. He's got about 0.3 of a second to find on the leading 2 cars. Hello, Tom. So 3 minutes left. This is do or die for these drivers. You get, I believe, an extra point, extra championship point for pole position in qualifying. So number 90 will be taking as many points as he possibly can from this final round to keep his championship hopes alive. But Kieran Verner's not going to make that easy for him. Providing Kieran Verner finishes the race, he's going to be scoring points and is going to be increasing that championship lead. So we saw earlier he's got quite the lead over everybody else. The only realistic challenger he does have is the car we're looking at here, the number 7. Here we go now, do or die. We'll have a look at the number 90 once again. See where he is on circuit. He's just coming up to complete his lap. He might just, actually probably not, this is probably going to be the final time he's going to be able to set before the qualifying session ends. Kieran Vernon not able to improve that last time round, so that he might just be able to get round if he is rapid. Not an improvement for number 90 either, so his best time will remain at 1:51.327. It's all down to Kieran Vernon if he can get the car around in time. Running out of time to do it. It's going to be very close at the line. He might just be able to do it, so we'll ride with Kieran Verner for this lap. We'll go back on board on the roll bar. Heavy braking, and then once again one of the slower corners on the circuit. So much patience you need coming through here. And then open up the throttle again on your way to Cops. Keeping out on the times here. So less than a minute left in qualifying. Doesn't look like anybody else is able to challenge these two at the front of the field. As Chris Dittman can magically pull 0.3 of a second out of nowhere. On the final straight now. Hanger straight. 30 seconds left of the session. I'm not entirely sure if he's going to be able to get to the end. Is number 51 here. Sorry, I just knocked the microphone if I made a horrible noise. It's going to be very close. What can he do? Is this going to work out for him? Into the final chicane. 10 seconds left of the session. He might just be able to get round. But is it going to be quicker? Final corner now. He's just about going to make it. And is that going to be any quicker? No, it is not. That was a thousandth of a second slower than his best time. So that is your qualifying order for now. See if I can bring it up there. There we go. So Josh Malin takes the number 90 into pole position with the 51 of Kieran Vernon behind. Chris Dittman in third place in the number 7, and Adam Morgan, the best of the BTCC drivers once again, in the 33 in fourth position. Fifth is number 42 of Harry Cottrell, and then sixth position, he likes to hang around there, is number 25 of Joe Watts. Seventh is the 52 of Matthew Lewis, and then the 8th of number 19 of Kian Carey. Ninth position we have number 13 of Shane Rabbit, and then 10th the number 61 of Alex Toth Jones. So we are just about ready to go racing. We're going to have a short formation lap just to get everyone ready to go. This is your pole position car here, number 90 of Josh Malin. He's got it all to do if he wants to reignite his championship hopes, but it's starting to look very, very difficult for him after his terrible results at Alton Park last time round, in part to his collision with the car he is alongside on the front row, number 51. So he'll want to avoid that going into this race if he wants to get a decent result. So we're just waiting for everybody else to jump onto the grid. We're just waiting for a couple of cars, I believe. The 52, I think, is the only car we're waiting for. So we're just waiting until he's onto the grid. 20 seconds at most until we are rolling and ready to start. So we'll go racing for the penultimate time in this season in the UK Formula 3 Sim Championship, and what a fantastic season it has been up until this point. Smaller grid of drivers tonight, unfortunately, but here we go. We are ready to get racing. We'll soon see the pace car drive away. There he goes. 51 getting wheel spin going, warming those tyres. Number 90 starts weaving furiously. Very short formation lap, so not a lot of time to heat those tyres, heat those brakes. So turn 1 and especially turn 3 through to turn 4 going to be very, very tricky. So number 90 is going to lead the way now through the final chicane and round to club. When's he going to punch it? Looks like he's going now. And here we go. We got racing for the penultimate time here at Silverstone. The Grand Prix layout. And a fantastic start from Kieran Vernon. He's just that perfectly. He's already alongside, going into the first corner. He's on the outside. What can he do to respond there? He's not able to get alongside through the outside, but he's going to be right on his tail. Coming to turn 2. Outside line again. He's looking to get the switchback. Not able to make that move stick for now. He's going to take a wide line into turn 3 and on to the Wellington straight. He's already alongside. Fantastic run the 51's got here. He's already side by side coming onto the straight. No slipstream to help him out though, so this is just pure straight line speed that they're going to have to figure out. Werner's got the line and he brakes and he's into the lead into the old section of the circuit now. That is not what the number 90 wants at all. He wants that 51 car to be as far behind as physically possible if he wants to reignite his championship hopes. Further behind we have number 33 of Adam Morgan facing off against Chris Dittman. They're side by side. They've been side by side throughout the first half of the lap here. So they'll go side by side into Cops again. The 42 looking to make moves as well as the 7 goes wide. As someone else goes very wide. It's 19 off into nearly the grandstand at the back there. Into Maggots and Beckett now. The 33 wasn't able to make that move stick, and he's not going to be able to move. Well, the 19's going wayward again. He looks like he's having some issues just getting the car settled down in the first moments of the race. But here we go onto the hanger straight now. Lots of weaving to break the slipstream. The 33 is deep within that. and he's not going to be close enough this time round to challenge number 7. He's going to make possibly take a look into the chicane. Not close enough once again. Further back, there's some fighting here. This is Matt Nicol-Jones facing off against the number 13 of Shane Rabbit. Shane goes to the inside to break that slipstream defensive early, drifts back towards the racing line. Not able to make the move there. It's a 62, but he's got a better run coming out the first corner, and an even better run is number 61 of Toth Jones. Not quite able to capitalise on that, but you could see how much he was steaming on onto the inside of the 62. But terrible exit coming out of the third corner, or fourth corner I should say. Further down, Adam Morgan closing in again on number 7 as the 7 takes a little bit of a trip to another dimension as he blinks in and out. But we continue, and Joe Watts, fantastic start from him. He is up into 5th position. He's made up a place on the start, I believe, and he's challenging now on these two for his will be his second podium of the season. Battle further on behind, looks like that's Harry Cottrell fighting with number 22 there. There's a battle just ahead, it looks like it was as well. That's Alex Toth Jones facing off against Alex Forbes in the other CDR car. There's a bit of a gaggle growing here. Is that Matt Nicol-Jones? No, that's Shane Rabbit. Starting to cause a little bit of a train here. But he's got a little bit of distance to Matt Nicol-Jones. The slipstream's going to start closing all of these cars together here. Two teammates fighting it out here in the Academy Motorsport cars. Number 11 of Mike Hart there. He's doing well in Championship, 3rd position at the moment. See what he can do from 8th on the grid. Oh, the anti-cut curb there for the number 62. Sends him a little bit wayward. That's put him on the back foot, and that's put the number 11 in front. Cutting in front there to solidify that position as the number 11. So very unfortunate running wide there. Those anti-cut curbs, got to be very careful. They can easily break the suspensions. The 111 looks like he's had some issues and is at the back of the field. That's unfortunately quite a common sight for that car. It's sad to say. It looks like he might have had some issues with Matthew Lewis in the 52, who's had terrible luck as well in this series. But Alex Toth Jones here fighting Alex Forbes as well. He's going down the inside. Oh, nearly contact between the two cars there. 61 did well to close in. Who's that spun around? There's 2 cars round. That's Alex Forbes and Matt Nicol-Jones. They've spun. There's looks damage, big damage. Oh, there's someone else round. Is that Keith Rabbit there? Well, it doesn't look, it's actually damage for the 62. That seems to magically fix itself. But going back to the front of the field, these two are fighting for the lead now. 51, just about claiming that that outside line, defending his lead for now. But this is far from over. The number 90 is going to fight back, already right on the gearbox, and moving alongside of Kieran Vernon now. Kieran Vernon can have the inside line. He goes to squeeze a 90, take as tight line as he can. The 90 tries to hold it around the outside. They're going to get very close. Careful, guys. You touched last time you did this. 90's got it for now, but the 51's going to fight back. Coming into the final set of corners. Number 90's got it for now. He runs a little bit wide in the exit. 51's got the better run. He's going to go towards the inside for turn 1. This is a fantastic battle we got already, and there's already 40 minutes of the race to go. Down the inside, the 51 goes. They're still side by side. 90's not quite able to fend him off for now. Better braking. They're still side by side. 90's got the corner for now, but the 51, he's going to get a better launch out of this slow left-hander and onto the Wellington straight. You can see already he's gone very close. Number 90 slow, looks like. Very interesting line he took there, defending the inside immediately. That's sending the 51 around the outside. And onto the curve. That's going to unsettle the 90. And that has sent him wide. And the 51 is back into the lead. Now the number 7 of Chris Dittman, and we've said this all throughout the season, He is right on the back of these two. It's number 90 battling again. This race is going to go on all race. Number 90 fighting again on the outside of Cops. That's not going to work. It's a very brave man that takes the outside line on into Cops, trying to overtake, but through Magnus and Beckett's no opportunity to overtake through here. Humanity just has to stick behind, manage the dirty air, and oh, he's not managing that well. The number 7's closing right up now. The 7 goes wide. He's got to be careful there, and wants to get a slow down penalty. Running onto the grass there, but the slipstream now. Look at the train of cars forming in the slipstream. 90's lost a little bit of time there to Kieran Vernon. So Josh Maynard is falling back ever so slightly for now. Now could be close enough to make a move into the final chicane now. Battle behind that. Adam Morgan just sent it on number 7. He's up into 3rd position now, so that's not what the 7 wanted at all, as he disappears from this reality again and appears back to fight Adam Morgan. Joe Watt getting in on this battle as well, nearly going 3 wide into the first corner. That's very brave from these guys. But 25 here, going to fight number 7 into turns 3 and 4. Not able to get quite close enough for now. But he's going to have all the slipstream. Adam Morgan is going to be left out to dry as we look further in front here. Number 90 challenging once again for the lead. He's going around the outside. Can he make that stick? He's sent the 51 onto the rumble strips, which is very unsettling to the car. Around the inside of the next corner, he's going to get the power down earlier. They're still side by side. The 51's not going to give this one up easily. Now the 51's going to have to go around the outside of Cops like the brave boy. He's not going to be able to get that done. He backs out for now, but he's going to have the slipstream through the hanger straight and on to the final part of the lap. The Magnus and Beckett's not close enough to make any sort of move at the moment. Adam Morgan still ahead of Chris Dittman behind as well. So the battle for 3rd position is raging still as well, with Joe Watts just looking around the looking at the back there. And here we go, the 51 trying to get in that slipstream. 90 doing his best to break off that slipstream. Not close enough here. We get a little bit wide with 90. Got to be careful with his off tracks. Break into the final corner, not be close enough now. Is that the 7 looking to make a move on Adam Morgan? Not close enough. And as he disappears from our realm of reality once again. Well, no, Chris is well in tune with the other dimensions, visits them regularly, as you can see from this race. Back up to a battle for the lead. It's getting close side by side again through turn 2. These guys are really going at it. We're not even halfway through the race yet, guys. 51 really wants to solidify that championship win as early as he can. Not the best of exits, but he's going to have slipstream help on the Wellington Straight. 90 immediately goes defensive just to break that slipstream. And it seems to work. He really wants that inside line. We saw that in the test race earlier on in the season as well, before it actually began. Everyone was doing that, but not quite close. Oh, the 90 goes a little bit wide. Invites 51 to look the nose in. Closes the door just in time though, and the 51 is right on the back now. He's going to have to be forced onto the outside line. Once again, not able to make that move. Outside through Cops, that's never going to happen. Looks towards the outside there. And run up to Magnus and Beckett's. Yep, I wouldn't do that either, Kieran. That's not an opportunity to overtake through here. One line through Magnus and Beckett's, and if you go off that line, you go off the track. Battle for 3rd place still raging on, with Joe Watts falling back ever so slightly, but the battle for the front, the lead, still raging ahead. Vernon taking the wider entry, trying to get a better exit. Not able to capitalise just now, but he's going to make a move into the final chicane. Looks the nose in, not able to make that move right now. But possibly through turn 1 if he gets a good exit. See if we can ride on board with these guys. See what it looks like from the suspension point of view. Look how quickly he closes in on the start-finish straight. We're on the outside of turn 1. 90 does a good job of braking. Leans are vulnerable on the outside. What can number 51 do to capitalise? He needs to quickly get to that inside line. Here we go, the number 90 on the inside, but the 51 had a storming exit, slingshots himself alongside. Can he make this move stick around the outside, which turns to the inside? Not this time round. It doesn't quite have the bravery to make that stick. Must be a little bit squirrely on the exit, both the 90 and the 51. These guys are really fighting hard. Just makes you think, what if the number 90 didn't have the bad results that he did last time out? What could this mean for the championship? But he's well down the order, I think in 5th or 6th position in the championship standings. So, but he wants as many points as he can muster to climb back up the order. No changes coming into Magnussen Beckett's. Oh, the 90's round! Needs to get 51. The 51 does a fantastic job of avoiding there. So that was very, very unfortunate. The number 90 bottling it once again on the exit of Beckett's, and he's all the way down now into the 6th. Going to lose 7th position, go back into 7th position as well, and that's Adam Morgan into the lead. So he's fighting with Chris Dittman. So Kieran Vernon losing a place in all of that, but he's going to fight with his teammate now. The 25 getting in on this as well. And oh, look at that, storming down the inside. He hits the anti-cut curbs. That's not going to do your suspension any good, Kieran. Feels he might be a little bit shortchanged from that one, as he was caught up in someone else's incident once again. Here we go, challenge for 3rd position here. 25 looking to make a move on the number 7. 3 cars fighting for 2nd place at the moment, and Adam Morgan's just going to look to run away with this. 51 going wide into turn 3, unable to make that move. Chris Dittman not able to make a move, as once again disappearing from the plane of reality and coming back in. It's an advanced tactic to do something like that, but he's close up to 51 to Adam Morgan using the slipstream. 6 minutes of the race to go. Looking at maybe 3 or 4 laps remaining after this one. So Adam Morgan's going to make that Formula 3 car very, very wide if he doesn't want the 51 to come through. Through Cops into Magnussen Beckett's. Everything seems okay for now. The positions remain as they were. So 0.3 of a second between these two cars. Onto the hanger straight now. Kieran Vernon's going to get into the slipstream immediately, and you can see the closing speed from these cars. Not quite enough this time around. And oh, I say that very, very late on the brakes is 51, nearly running into the back of the 33. Close, but no cigar this time around. The 51 is still on his gearbox. 33 just about missing the anti-cut curve. Got to be so careful on them. Easy break his suspension, and that is game over. But the 51 looking to make the move down the inside. The number 33 gives it to him, takes a better entry, and that is Kieran Vernon through into the lead once again. Doesn't like the 33 can make any moves to defend that position, but he's got to defend now from the number 7. So this is number 7 here of Chris Dittman. He's going to be well into the slipstream, more than likely alongside number 33 before too long. The 33 going defensive early. The 51 is, sorry, the 7 is alongside. Just about able to hold off whilst number 33 for now, and there goes Chris again, just getting some advice from another dimension. As I said earlier, he wants as much help as he can get here. Joe Watts closing in on this as well, with just under 4 minutes of the race to go. Josh Minnins recovered it into 5th, and he's closing in on this battle as well. Chris Dittman fighting Adam Morgan there through Cops, not able to make the move. Into Magnussen Beckett's. Kieran Vernon running away with this one here. He's got a second gap on the other two cars. best of runs there for the number 33 through Magnus and Beckett's. It's going to leave him vulnerable coming down the hanger straight. Slipstream again, going defensive early to 33. The 7's going to stick to the outside, try and drag it all the way around the outside. He gives it a go. Not quite able to make that stick. 33 gets a better exit, but they're still side by side coming into the final chicane. 7's got the inside. He's going to make that move, and fantastic move from number 7. If he makes that stick, yes, he does. This is not quite over yet. The 33 is going to have Slipstream coming through the start finish straight into the first corner. He's already along the outside. We have seen cars hold around the outside of this corner. Not the 33 though, not able to make that move stick. Coming into turn 3 now. Heavy braking, 25 looking on his... Oh, who was that round? Hopefully that, it looks like that was just a lap down car. Doesn't look like anything's changed on the leaderboards. 2 laps to go in this race now. We'll keep an eye on this. I don't want to miss the finish once again. These two fighting. Look at this behind as well. Josh Malin is fighting the number 25. This for 4th position. Damage control for the number 90 now after that mistake he made earlier. And then that is an easy 4th position for the number 90. He says going very slidey there. Those tyres have been overworked. He's just maintaining grip where he can now. Number 25 looking to come back here in the slipstream. Not going to be able to make a move through cops though. A bit wide, number 90. He's going to be careful with those off tracks once again. Through Magnus and Beckett's. Number 7 not quite able to break away from the 33. Number 90 goes wide again. You saw what happened, Josh. Be careful. Just bring it home at this stage. 4th is still a pretty decent points paying position. Following the slipstream off the cars ahead. Nearly 2 seconds is the gap in front now. Kieran Vernon storming away with this lead now. Look at the battle in front. Adam Morgan not quite able to stick with the number 7 it looks like. Now how strong these CDR cars are. They've been at the front and fighting all throughout the scenes, but 33 making a move, the late move there from number 7. Number 33 tries to throw the dummy and go around the outside, but not quite able to make that stick. Heavy braking there. The 7's not got the ideal lines. He defends. 33 not able to capitalise for now. He's going to have number 90 all over the back of him ever so shortly. He's less than a second behind, but we are now on the final lap. So, looks like the win is pretty much secured for the 51. He just needs to get this to the end. Number 90 looking to move in on the number 33 here. The 7 goes a bit wide, just about misses the gravel trap, which would have really hurt his pace. They'll be able to make the move as of yet. Through Magnus and Beckett's. Adam Morgan close again to Chris Dittman. He might be able to make the move through. Oh, he goes wide. Coming out of Beckett's. That's going to gift third position to Josh Malin there on the final lap. So he's got one more corner. 2 or 3 more corners to get that position back. But looking at the front of the field, coming through to complete the final lap, the penultimate race of the season, number 51, going through to gain maximum points in this race, 30 overall, which is pretty much going to secure his championship. There he goes across the line. Fantastic effort from him once again. Chris Dittman in 2nd, Josh Malin in a good recovery drive to get 3rd position. Adam Morgan in 4th, and then Joe Watts, their astounding drive once again, taking 5th position. 6th, you've got Alex Toth-Jones, and 7th, Harry Cottrell. 8th, Shane Rabbit. 9th, Mike Hart, and 10th, rounding out your top 10 is Kian Carey. So here's the unofficial results, just as people come across the line for the final time. As you can see, Kieran Vernon taking the win with a 2.5 second advantage over Chris Dittman. Hard fought race towards the end there. So What do you guys think of that? We've got one more race to go this evening and of the season. So, providing we can get my friend Joe Watts just to do some quick calculations in terms of the championship after that race, we will see who is where in the championship. So I'll just wait for that to come through. So we'll have a quick 5-minute warm-up just before the next race begins. So yeah, I'll take this opportunity just to say, if you're enjoying everything, please like the stream and consider subscribing as well. And if you do want to keep up to date, we are planning on doing another season of this in European circuits as opposed to the UK. That's going to go live in roughly about 2 weeks' time when everything gets confirmed. So yep, subscribe and hit the notification icon to be notified when we do go live. So as I said, we'll just have a quick 5-minute warm-up. I will have a quick drink just to rest my voice, and we'll be back with you shortly. So it is confirmed the unofficial champion of this series is Kieran Vernon in number 51 after that win. Last time round he has secured his championship position, providing there's no incidents that would give him any penalties. He would be the winner of the championship. So Chris Dittman is in second position after that race, unofficially. He has a total of 403 points. Josh Mellon at number 90 is in third, so he's gained a few good positions after his decent result there. Could have been a bit more if he was able to get that win, but fantastic results nonetheless. Mike Hart in fourth position, and fifth is Joe Watts. So the lower end of the table of the top 5, still everything to play for. Josh Milley can easily get him, well, maybe not too easily. He can still get himself third position. He's got 387 points, 30 points for a win, and Chris Dittman's 403. So it'd be very close between those two drivers. If Chris Dittman has a bad race and is able to, let's do some quick maths here. So 387, 30 points added to that. That's 400 and 117. If my maths are, Tom, you're an accountant. Tell me if I'm wrong. So that would put him on 417 points. Chris Dittman has to score more than 14 points in this round to take home second position. So we'll see how that goes. About 30 seconds away from the start of race 2. So once again, Kieran Vernon at number 51 is your unofficial series champion, the debut champion of the UK Formula 3 Sim Championship. And honestly, I couldn't think of many people other than Kieran that could get that. He did extremely well. He's always at the front of the field and challenging for race wins. And yeah, there's nothing more to say there. You see there's some smoke billowing from someone. I think someone spun in the pit lane. But here we go, getting ready for race 2. You can see the grid lining up here. Reverse grid, obviously. So we have Cian Carey in first position with Mike Hart in second, number 11. Third place, we have Shane Rabbit, number 13. He is joined by number 42 of Harry Cottrell. Fifth position, we have Alex Toth-Jones with Joe Watts in 6th, behind him number 25. Adam Morgan in the 33 in 7th, with Josh Malin in 8th. And then Chris Dittman and Kieran Vernon rounding up the top 10 of this reverse grid. So we'll be getting right back to it now as we come into the final race of the final round of the opening season of the UK Formula 3 Sim Championship. Tyre warming going on, and this will be a stonking race as everybody gets into their normal running positions. Coming around the final corner now. When will the 19 punch it? Still warming those tyres, still backing the field up, and he goes now, and he's made an absolute mug of Mike Hart behind there, and he's already being challenged by Shane Rapp into the first corner. Look at this gaggle behind. So a brilliant start from Cian there, and that has put Mike Hart down into third position, but he's still battling with the number 13. Going into turn 3, number 42 is challenging as well. Able to quite get close enough. See, oh, looks like someone's off in the background there. Not sure who that was. Was that Shane Rabbit? Possibly. He had a bit of a spin there. Adam Morgan there, 3 wide down the Wellington Straight. Who's going to get the best of this one? Going side by side with Joe Watts, able to get that through. Kieran Vernon is flying through the field as well. He is fighting with Alex Toth-Jones. Side by side coming out there onto the old start-finish straight. And who's that? That's number 90 alongside as well. They are fighting into Cops. Who's going to back out for the outside of Cops? The 51 tries to hold it. Is he going to? Looks like it's a still side by side. These guys are really going for it. But the 51 gets it into turn 1. Everyone's having a little bit of fun there. Oh, the 25 goes round. Oh, no. That's Joe Watts having a terrible spin there. If I can actually get hold of him. Looks like he is back underway. See, he doesn't like to have any damage, so he looks to be okay for now. Back to the front of the field. Alex Toth-Jones fighting with number 90. Oh, nearly contact there. Coming into the final complex of corners. Going on the inside of 51. Not able to quite make that stick. That was a late lunge from the 61. Number 90 having to go wide to avoid the anti-cut curves. That's put the 44 alongside him of Alex Force. They're going to go side by side into turn 1. We'll keep an eye on these two. And we keep an eye on the battle in front as well. 44 on the inside of turn 1. That's not going to help the 90's efforts to get second in the championship. Oh, big braking manoeuvre, just about getting it stopped. Going around the inside of the 44, and that's a 27 as well of Barry Rabbit going on the inside, not able to quite make that move stick on the 44, but good effort nonetheless. Alex Fors there is still challenging number 90. That's right on board with him here from the suspension view once again. Side by side. 90 taking as much of that curve as he can possibly take. And is able to hold off for the time being. This is battle for 3rd position here. Mike Hart is challenging Adam Morgan for that final podium position. Very wide into Cops. That's not going to help. That's a 51 alongside, well, just right behind him as well. Going to make the move into Magnus and Beckett's brilliant manoeuvre there from the 51. Takes a lot of commitment to make a move there. So that is 4th position for Kieran Vernon. He is moving up and wants to finish his season off as strongly as he possibly can. His next challenger now, Adam Morgan. Alex Toth Jones fighting with his teammate here of Mike Hart. Able to make that move stick, and he's got Josh Merlin closing in as well. Cian Carey running away with the lead at the moment. He's got a 2.3 second lead on the next car of Harry Cottrell. 61 has to fight off the number 90 here. Able to keep it on the track this time is number 90. Very close to going into the wheel there. That would have been a puncture in real life. But around the inside is able to get the move done before the corner even starts there. Number 90 up into 6th position. So Kieran Vernon is closing in ever so slightly on Adam Morgan. Still 9/10 of a second there. This is the battle for the 7th position. This is Barry Rabbit on the inside of the 61. Had a much better run there on Toth Jones, did Barry Rabbit. They're side by side on the Wellington straight. Rabbit's going to have the inside line, and he's able to make that move stick for the time being. Fantastic move there from 27 to capitalise on that. He's had a fantastic second half of the season, has Barry. And oh, that's the number 7 of Chris Dittman as well. Looks like he had some issues off the start. He's not been able to move up as same as his teammate has. Still fighting the 61. There is the 27. Able to hold that inside line through Cops, but that's the 61 just about looking the inside. Who's going to have the corner before Magnus and Beckett? Looks like the 27 is going to have to force that issue a lot quicker though as the 61 through the first portion of Magnus and Beckett's. There's a train forming behind Barry now, and that's the 7 closing in as well. Side by side is the 27 with the 61. Can the 61 hold on the outside? Number 7 looking to make a move there. Opportunity move, they make contact. Oh, that's a terrible piece of driving there. That's a 7 around, and that is who else has gone off there? I think everyone else is able to continue. That's the nose is missing from the 7 there. Not sure if that's a bit of graphical damage. No, that's big damage. Oh, there's a big accident there. Who was that was off? I missed that. But that is a 7 out of this race. That is big damage from number 7. Terrible, terrible look for him. Further upfield, Mike Hart is facing off against Joe Watts. Looks like Joe Watts is able to get around. That's number 111. Just going off the circuit there, it looks like. He's just about starting to pull away from the number 11 here. See if we've got any battles developing anywhere else. This is battle for 12th position. This is Reese Newburn and Shane Rabbit having a good old tussle. Points still count this far down the field, so everything's to play for in the final round, and everyone's just wanting to have a lot of fun. 67's able to get the better of the 13 so far through Cops. Number 20 closing in on 11 as well. This is for 9th position. This is going through Magnus and Beckett. I do apologize. I think it was a 113 that was pulling over the side of the circuit, having issues. 111 is Shane Kelly, doing quite well to be within the top 10 at the moment. Number 20, Daniel Hans, chasing down though. Kieran Vernon is able to get around Adam Morgan, it looks like. Seem to miss that. So that's Kieran Vernon into third position. He's got 3.3 seconds to the leader, about 0.8 of a second to Harry Cottrell in the 42. Have a quick look at how he's doing here. 2.4 seconds. Harry Cottrell is behind the leader. Cian Carey is storming away in the lead of this race, but how far can he storm ahead before the 51 closes in? Number 90 is closing in on the 33 as well. Adam Morgan being a bit swamped by the quicker drivers here. Off towards Copse now. Is the 90 going to be able to make any headway? Using as much of the track and a little bit more, as always. These racing drivers always want to find some form of advantage through Copse. Dirty Air makes that corner so much more difficult than it is. 51 is right behind the 42 here. He's really closed up in a matter of about half a lap. And just shows the pace that 51 has. And down the Hanger Straight now. Is Kieran Vernon going to be close enough to make a move? 33 is under threat as well behind. Side by side, number 90 go around the outside. Yes, he is. Fantastic move from number 90. And that is Josh Mellon up into 4th position. Kieran Vernon into 2nd position as well. So it's all moves at the front of the field here as the arguably the two faster cars of the series continue to fight, but it's not over with the 51. The 42 is looking to capitalise if he can. Not close enough this time around. The 51 is going to start driving away, but Cian Carey is right at the front of this. He's got 3.3 seconds to the other cars. What's happened to Josh Malin? He's disappeared from my timings here. Has he had an issue? It looks like he might have done. I can't see him on my... Oh, here he comes. He's popped back into existence there. Still in 4th position. An extended trip to the Shadow Realm for number 90. He was able to jump back. But he's closing in now on the 42 as well. It's a story of what if for the number 90. He missed a round earlier on in the season. And if it wasn't for the disastrous round he had last time at Alton Park, he could very easily be challenging the 51 for the championship in this final race. But he want to end the series on a high and try and get as many points as possible since Chris Dittman is down the order after his incident. So 2nd place is to play for Josh Malin if he can get as many positions as he can. Number 19 is still commanding this race at the front. Still 2.8 seconds to his teammate, the 51. So since the 51 has pretty much wrapped this championship up, he might just be taking it easy to bring it home. We'll let his teammate get his maiden win of the series. Breaking into the final sector now. 90 goes on the inside of 42. Fantastic move there. The 42 had no response to that. And the 90 takes the 3rd place, the final place on the podium. And he's got to chase down Kieran Vernon now, see if he can capitalise on the points. Ideally, he'd like to win this race if he wants to get that 2nd position settled in. But it's looking increasingly unlikely if he can't keep up with Cian Carey there, who's extended it and is just about extending his lead at the front here. More maintaining than extending at the moment. About 2.8 seconds still. Is the 90 able to respond? We saw that he's decent at defending until he makes a small mistake. Can keep the 51 behind, but can he chase him down? Not really seen too much of that in this race. Number 90 is very good at qualifying and the starting of the race, and is normally the one defending from Kieran Vernon, who's got extremely good race pace as well as qualifying pace. So the 42 dropping back now into the clutches of Adam Morgan in the 33. Oh, number 90 very sideways through Magnus and Beckett. Just about able to hold on to that one. A good save. 7 minutes of the race to go, and it's 2.7 seconds. Sorry, 2.6 seconds to the leader from Kieran Vernon. So Kieran Carey there is doing well to maintain that position. Is Adam Morgan chasing down the number 42 of Harry Cottrell. Of course, that number 33 is designed to look a little bit like the Mercedes British touring car that Adam Morgan drives in real life, and I can already say it's one of my favourite looks on the grid. It's fantastic livery, but he's not able to close in at the moment to Harry Cottrell's about 0.8 of a second, 0.3 of a second between Josh Malin and Kieran Vernon. So the battle for second place is on. No holds barred between these two. 51's got nothing to lose, and 90's got everything to gain and everything to lose. So breaking into the left-hander, turns into a right-hander, I should say. Not able to capitalise. Gap's gone up a couple of tenths. But into Copse. What can the 90 do here? He's well within slipstream range, but he's not really going to have a chance to overtake until the end of the Hanger Straight. Dirty air really hurting number 90, it looks like, through Mags and Beckett's. Going down the Hanger Straight now is in slipstream. Not be close enough though to become under braking. So possibly move into the final corner. On the exit of Club, he needs to get a good exit onto the straight of Club, and very close, very good on the brakes as number 90 goes across a little bit on the anti-cut curb. Very careful needs to be. Does the number 90. He's in slipstream range. Is he going to look to make a move possibly in turn 3? Braking now, not close enough. The 51 does lock up, that's not going to help. 90 looks like he was put off a little bit, had to back off not to go into the back of 51. The gap is coming down to the leader as well now. 2.3 seconds is the gap, but only 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Now to go late to the inside under braking and around the inside of the 51 to take second position. A fantastic move from the number 90 there. He's got to hold on to it though. Looks like he's a little bit untidy on the exit there. And into the gravel. That's not going to help his exit speed as a 51 close again to get down the inside of Copse, it looks like. We've seen this battle many times before. It's never really ended well between these two drivers. Both going wide on the exit of Copse. I'm sure we can let them get away with that. Into Maggotts and Beckett's now. 51's just got to hold on. You can see the gap starting to come down now between the leader and these two cars. Visibly going down. It's under 2 seconds now as these two fight. So even though they're fighting, they're still gaining time at this late stage of the race. The late race pace that these guys have is absolutely staggering. 1.9 seconds now. The gap to the leader with 3 minutes to go, so about 2 more laps of racing. Number 19 has to hold on for 2 more minutes, or 2 more laps I should say, from the hard charging number 90. 51 is just following suit for now. Keeping an eye on these two as they come through the first sector. Onto the Wellington straight. They're but untidy from the 90 on the exit. That's put the 51 right alongside already. 51 has decided, no, I don't want to settle for third. I want second position. Going down the inside and is braking, able to get that move done. Cuts off any sort of cutback attempt from the 90, and that is second position once again for Kieran Vernon. Now, what is Kieran going to do here? Is he going to hold off the number 90 so the 19 can take the victory, or is he just going to charge forward and go, you know what, I want the win? Doesn't matter what Kieran says, I'll take the flak afterwards. We'll wait and see. 1.6 seconds is the gap now. These two still fighting it out. The battle further down grid for 7th position between two of the Rabbit Racing cars, Keith and Barry. About 7/10 of a second between those two, so keep an eye on that, but this is the closest battle we have at the moment. It's important for the championship. This is looking like the number 90 is going to have to settle for third, possibly at the moment, in the championship, unless he can get past the two CDR cars in the final lap. But going on to the final lap now, 1.6 seconds. So the 19 just has to keep it on the track for one more lap and defend for his life, and he can get the maiden win of the series in the final race. But he's not had a good exit. Very bad exit, actually. That's put him under pressure from the 51. This is now a three-way battle for the lead. 51 very close behind number 19. Is he going to try and make a move into turn 3? There's 3 wide as they go into turn 3. Fantastic on the final lap of the final race of the season. And it's all coming to a head right now. The 51 tries to get a better exit, gets sideways, and that's going to leave the number 90 to get alongside. These three are going to fight towards on the hanger on the Wellington straight now. 3 wide once again. The 51's got the inside line, and he's going to be able to get that, and has been absolutely mugged off as the 19. He gets sandwiched from both sides as the 51 and the 90 get past. Now, what can the 90 do here? He's got a chance to win this race now, and that could see him get second in the championship as Chris Dittman all the way down in 15th place. Half a lap to go now. 19 still within a shower here, but the 90 going on the outside of Cobbs. That's not going to work. He's going to have to make his move in the heavy braking zone after the hanger straight. Or is he? He's looking around in Magnussen Beckett's. These 3 cars still close together. Fantastic racing in a final lap between these 3. 51 seems to be holding on for now as he comes onto the hanger straight, weaving to try and break that slipstream, but that's not stopping number 90. Closing in, but he's not quite close enough to make the move this time round, so it could be a double win once again for Kieran Vernon, unless the 90 makes a bold move going into the final braking zone, not able to make that stick. Can he do anything on the exit? Doesn't look like, so that's going to be the 51 to win the second race of the evening unexpectedly from Josh Malin in second and Cian Carey in third. Fantastic result from him. That's his best of the season, but could have been a little bit more. So that is the season over as cars come across the finish line now. I'll just give you the unofficial results as people come across the line. Now it's Kieran Vernon in first position in number 51 and securing his championship win with 2 race wins this evening. We'll get him to do some donuts on a circuit as he goes around. Number 90, Josh Malin in second position. He'll probably have to settle for third place in the season in the driver standings. A fantastic effort from him. And Cian Carey in third. Fantastic end to the season of him as well. Fourth position of Harry Cottrell in number 42. And we have Adam Morgan in 5th position, number 33, to take home that final top 5 position. So we'll quickly jump into the post-race interviews. We'll wait for a couple of guys to join us in the box, and we'll see how they got on. But what a fantastic event! We've got the 2 fighters, Kieran Vernon and Josh Malin, join us. So we'll start with Kieran. Fantastic, congratulations for you for the unofficial championship win. Brilliant results from you to get the double win. How was it from your side?
Yeah, obviously that's actually the best weekend I've had because of 2 wins. Bit unexpected. Kian, my teammate, was leading the race at the end, and I thought he had it in the bag, and then I think he got a penalty and ended up gifting it to me. But yeah, very pleased to start the championship Had a lot of fun. Big thanks to Joe Watts for sorting everything out. And I have to do a shout out because I've been asked to by all my friends and people who've been following. So big thank you to everyone, the boys in the lads cycle, everyone who's been tuning in for both the British F3 and UK F3 Sim. Thank you very much for the support. And yeah, very good to obviously get the championship for Chris Dittman Racing in the teams and the drivers. So yeah, very pleased.
Fantastic. Yeah, it got a little bit dicey at the end. They're going 3 wide with you, Josh, and Kian. But yeah, fantastic to have you join us, and we'll hopefully see you fairly soon. Congratulations once again, Kieran, and go and enjoy that.
Thank you very much. Yep, cheers. See you all soon. Thank you.
Next up, we got Josh Malin. Josh, a little bit unfortunate for you this round. It was you had the pace for a decent win, but yeah, just wasn't quite your night there, was it?
Not quite. I managed to screw it going. I think it was onto the Hanger Straight in the first race. Yeah, sorry, Kieran, for holding you up there. It made it a bit harder than it needed to be. But yeah, no, both races were fantastic. Good to fight with everyone, and thankfully there was no incidents, no internet related incidents, etc. So yeah, really good. Really enjoyed it.
Fantastic, good to hear. But yeah, it's good. Surely it's quite. Quite a good thing that you've actually had the pace to get the good results this season. It's just not quite been with you, but it was good to see you battling nonetheless.
Yeah, no, I mean, luck really hasn't been on my side for a couple of these races, but other than that, I've really enjoyed it. Joe has set up a really good championship, and the racing for the most part has been brilliant, and I hope that the viewers on the stream have enjoyed it as well, as much as I did, especially in those 2 races. That was really close fought, but yeah, really enjoyed it, and well, on to the next one maybe.
Absolutely. Well, hopefully we'll see you soon, Josh. Congratulations on the result once again, and yeah, we'll speak to you soon.
No worries. Thank you very much, David. Cheers.
Next up, Kieran Carey. Kieran, good result for you in the final race there. I think Kieran said you had a penalty coming onto the final lap, so that left quite an exciting end to the race. But how was it from your side?
Yeah. Jesus, disappointed with that at the end. It was coming. Was it Stowe on the second last lap? I got a slowdown penalty of a second, so I thought I'd judge it enough because the guys are about 1.9 behind. But yeah, that was sickening losing at the end after controlling the whole race from the front. But yeah, I knew Josh and Kieran were coming at me the whole race. Kind of, they were taking 2 or 3 tenths out of me. So, but coming onto the last lap, I was like, oh, I might actually have this in the bag here. But I ruined it for myself.
Well, it was fantastic to see you all fighting at the end of the race. Anyway, it put on a great spectacle for all the viewers. In terms of the championship itself, you're happy with the performance throughout there? Are you looking to come back for another season?
Yeah, definitely. It was a brilliantly organised championship from Joe and the guys. Myself, I had the pace. I had the 1 lap pace, but I could just never get it together in qualifying, and left myself in kind of mid pack, and I was always getting caught up in incidents. But I just showed when I can get out in front, I can get the pace in and get my head down. But yeah, no, I'll definitely be back. I think there's a week's break or 2 weeks break, and I'll be back for the next one. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully I can be more consistent this time and keep it the boys at the front.
Fantastic. Well, hopefully we'll see you then. Thank you, Kieran, and we'll speak to you soon.
Thank you.
So next up, Chris Dittman. Chris, some good results for you once again. A bit disappointing in the second race, but fantastic result for the championship. That's a pretty dominant win in the team championship. Anyway, how was the evening from your side?
Yeah, generally really pleased with tonight. We came away sort of a few hours ago actually winning the British F3 iRacing Championship, teams and drivers. So it's been a pretty good night in general, really. But from my point of view, yeah, really enjoyed the first race. Managed to come second, so had the pace for the win. But yeah, second race not so much. It was a bit too cautious at the start, I think, just trying to stay out of trouble, and then ended up actually in more trouble by doing that. So ended up getting hit at Stowe. Had to have repairs, and then, but yeah, the last few laps I did a really good race for Joe, all for 15th place. But I'm not sure how that sort of settled in the championship for my point of view. But I was down at 14th at one point early in the year, so even a top 3 would have been good. But yeah, generally well done to Kieran for winning the championship, and for the teams, yeah, really pleased with Kean and Alex joining as well. So helping with the points.
Fantastic. So at the end of this kind of championship, is there anything you can kind of take away into the real world when we finally go back racing that you've learned in a sim that you can use to your advantage?
I think it's just all about seat time, isn't it? It's we've obviously used a sim a lot for driver development anyway, but to have the wheel-to-wheel racing, you're pretty fresh then going into a race. You know, if the drivers, for instance, going in for the first round, you know, the racecraft is always there. You know, even from the sim racing, it's amazing how close it is. And the last few rounds, especially, have been brilliant. You know, three abreast, sometimes around the corners, really close, fair racing. But it's it really helps. You know, when you get back into the real thing, you know, you're pretty much sharp straight away.
Absolutely, a lot less expensive when things go wrong as well in the sim, I'm assuming.
Certainly, yes.
Well, thanks a lot for joining us again, Chris, and hopefully we'll see you in 2 weeks when we go racing again.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for your help.
And we've got Mike with us as well. Mike, fantastic kind of end to the season. How was everything from your point of view?
Yeah, it was good. I managed to stay out of trouble really there. We had a good little train going on between us, me, Matt, and Alex in academy. Just trying to maximise points to get second in the teams championship there. But unfortunately, I think they had a bit of a tough time during the race. But solid couple of results I think to end the season with. Once on the podium this season, and just kind of tried to keep the consistency going really.
Yeah, absolutely. So are you looking forward to coming or joining us again in 2 weeks' time? Are you looking to get back on track?
Hopefully, yeah. Unfortunately, obviously now that we're all starting to come out of lockdowns and stuff, I've actually got some work commitments coming up now.
How is that unfortunate?
Yeah, I know. Sadly not. The one positive thing that was great about this was obviously all this time to kind of brush up on some racing, but maybe not quite so much time as I had now. But I'll certainly try and join when I can. That's for sure.
Fantastic. Well, we look forward to seeing you when you do join us, and thanks again for joining us in this series.
Cheers, Dave, and thanks for your commentary, Joe, for the organising, and obviously the guys at Academy as well for all the practice that we've done through the season.
Brilliant. Thanks for that, Mike, and we'll speak to you soon.
Cheers. Thanks, Dave.
So that was everything from myself this evening. There we have it. Incredible season of racing comes to an end. Congratulations, Kieran Vernon, on his championship win, and for Chris Dittman Racing as well for their victory in the Teams Championship, and also in the British Formula 3 Championship. That was the official kind of support series, the British GT, kind of their virtual championship on their win as well. So fantastic result for them. I'd like to thank all the drivers who turn up for the race with us every week, and a massive thank you to Joe Watts for organising the series and giving us such a spectacle, and thanks to Joe again for allowing me to bring all the action to you and commentate on the series. So thank you all very much for tuning in each week to all the action. Happy to have brought you a show worthy of a time late on a Sunday evening whenever you watch the races. Please consider subscribing and liking the stream, and click the notification icon when we go live with the new series in about 2 weeks' time. All details will be noted later on in the week. So, as much as we all loved competing and watching this series, I do hope that we'll not have to do this for much longer. We can get some proper action going on circuit, but until then, we'll continue to bring all the virtual action. I do hope you join us in the future. Once again, my name is David Buckley. Thank you once again for joining me tonight. Stay safe and enjoy the rest of your evening, and good night.